Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. Thanks for joining me today on another Wheel Swap Wednesday. Well, today's car is an Oldsmobile 442 with the Gulf Oil livery. This is actually a pretty cool car, and I plan on doing some of these cars maybe for some custom work later on. But today we're going to do an awesome wheel swap with some wonderful Sam Ed wheels. This is a great looking muscle car, and with the right touches on it, it'll look absolutely cool. But we're going to do an incredibly great wheel swap today and have some fun. So go ahead and grab your favorite adult beverage, and if you don't drink, grab yourself a Coke or a coffee or a water or something like that, and sit back and enjoy as we do today's Wheel Swap Wednesday. Let's go ahead and get started with today's wheel swap. First thing we're going to do is drill out the posts on the car. Now here I'm using a 1/16 inch drill bit, and we're just using that to weaken up the mushroom cap on the end of the post. It makes it come off a lot easier if you do this, I have found out. And I'm always in for making sure that why make your work hard if you can work smart here. Now we're going to come in with a 9/64 bit, and we're going to remove the mushroom cap. Drill slowly, let the drill bit bite in. Make sure the drill bit's going the right way. And see how it digs in and takes the metal out? Now start wiggling it back and forth. This one was being a little bit persnickety. Just about out there. Let's go ahead and flip it around. They all don't come out perfectly, that's for sure. But you can adapt and overcome. I went ahead and used just a little bit larger drill bit to clean up the flashing on those posts, and they came off really easy. Now we're going to take a file and flatten out the bottom part of the post so we can drill into it to put the holding screws in. This also keeps it from sticking to the body or snapping to the body when you go ahead and put it back together. It just cleans everything up. Looking good. Here's the interior. That looks good. We're not going to do anything to that. And there's the base. Let's move on.
I love how the moonlight shines over the mausoleum.
Okay, here's the body. I've already drilled out the post with a 5/64 drill, and we're going to tap it with a 2-56 tap. Now I use this really light handle tap. It's made out of aluminum. That heavier one works, but these things here, these aluminum ones, are fantastic. You can't let the tap support the weight of that large one without it falling out of the post. This thing works great. Screw it in till you feel resistance, and then back it out. Do the same thing on the other post. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell to be alerted to any future videos that come out. Looking great. Let's go ahead and put in some 2-56 screws, and these posts are quite long, so we're going to use the 3/16 inch length when it comes to putting these screws in. Now there's two different length sizes, 3/16 and 1/8. The 1/8 screws are used on short posts. Once I tap out the holes, I go ahead and put the screws in just to test it out. That way there, if you've made any mistakes, you can find out before you go ahead and put everything else together. Well, we might as well take them out now because we're going to have to put everything together here in a few moments. If you have any questions, just go ahead and put them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them, and I will get back to you as best I can. Let's go ahead and pop out these wheels that we're not going to use, and we're going to replace these with some wheels from Sam-Ed Wheels. These are fantastic wheels, and they come in all different shapes and sizes. Well, shapes being round, but as far as different types of rims, etc. Let's put those bad boys in. Check that out. Now we gotta lift up the flaps here so the axles will go in a little bit better. Try this again. Okay, we definitely got to trim the axle on this one. It's way too long. Same thing for the front, but maybe not so much. Yeah, let's go ahead and trim that up. Cut off approximately what you need, but make sure you leave enough on the end so you can squeeze it with the fence pliers. Make sure you got your safety glasses on because that little piece of axle will fly around. Oop. Get your fence pliers. Now you can get these at Harbor Freight, you can get them at Lowe's or Home Depot or Ace Hardware or wherever. Alright, we got the little flare on the end. That'll prevent the wheel from coming off. Let's go ahead and retest fit it. And that fits perfectly. There's really not a lot of play on the front ones, but we're going to go ahead and trim them up anyway. Safety glasses on. Give it a good hard squeeze. And that fits perfectly. Alright, that part's done. Let's go ahead and move on. Alright, we got all the pieces together. Here's the body. That looks great. Here's the interior. Here's the glass. And here's the base. Now I did go in and highlight out the headlights and the turn signals and the tail lights in the back. That'll make it look that much nicer. Let's go ahead and put everything together and have our reveal.
Meanwhile, back in the graveyard.
And here's what we started with. An Olds 442, approximately 1967 was the year of this car. I could be off a little bit. But the wheels are okay, but like I said, we can change the wheels out and put on some real nice Real Riders and make it look that much better. We took the car apart, we drilled out the posts, we cleaned everything up, we did the wheel swap with those beautiful Sam-Ed wheels, and hey, it turned out fantastic. And this is how it turned out. Look at those beautiful Sam-Ed wheels. Man, I'll tell you, they definitely make any custom look that much better. And you can go to their website and check them out because they've got an incredible selection of wheels. Now, like I said in the past, the axles are a little bit longer on some cars and you're going to have to trim the axles. And the reason for that is if you've got a car that's got a real narrow body and you need to put wheels on there or want to put wheels, then you'll have it, if you cut down the axle, it won't fit any other cars, where if you have one size axle, you can trim it to any car that you need to make a custom out of. And that's why they have just one size axle when it comes to certain setups for cars. Now, some cars, they fit absolutely perfect. Others, you're going to have to trim them down, but hey, you'll make them fit and they'll look fantastic. But man, look how nice that car sets now. Here's a glamour shot of the car from one side, and man, does that look good. Look at the stance, the way the wheels sit in, that's absolutely beautiful. Here's a shot from the back end. That looks equally as good, and it's fantastic. What a fun wheel swap this was. This video today is brought to you by Sam Wheels. Sam Wheels has a very large variety of wheels and accessories for all your die-cast needs. Check out their website and look at all the different varieties of wheels they have. The hardest decision you'll have to make is which ones you want. Sam Wheels at www.samedwheels.com. Check them out today. I want to thank you for joining me today in Diecast Graveyard. I had a great time, and I've got a lot more videos coming out in the very near future. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Like I said, we got a lot more stuff coming up, and it's free. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Paul. Cheers.